So often when we make videos, clients are concerned about the look and the feel, but often don't consider enough the importance of the audio, the quality of the audio, and the way that we capture it, the type of microphones that we use. There's a huge number of different types of microphones, makes, models, the ways that they work, how we run them, all this kind of thing. Whether that's to do with the type of capsule, whether that's to do with if it's wireless, the compression, and that's there's audio compression, there's RF compression, there's all kinds of different things. The way that it's recorded, whether it's bit rates or whatever. There's a huge number of different things that affect the quality and the style of the audio. In fact, there was a thing that came out recently about the guy who made Oppenheimer, who Fraser's going to remind me who that was. Christopher Nolan, who announced the other week that that there have been comments that the audio in his films sometimes is less clear, has a lower clarity, is less intelligible than perhaps in some other kind of mainstream films, and the reason is because he records his audio live and he doesn't overdub. So there's a whole number of different things to consider when we record audio. So today what we've done is we've got a couple of different popular types of microphones, so I can just show you what the difference is. So right now what I'm wearing a lapel mic or a lavalier mic. This particular one is a Sennheiser ME2. It's what we call an electric condenser microphone. It's a very sensitive capsule that plugs into a wireless belt pack. And the reason that we use that is because it's what we call a close mic. So it's very close to my mouth, so it's one of the kind of clearer types. It's a very small capsule, so that has certain benefits, and there are certain things that it's not as good at. So if you were in a recording studio, for example, you'd have a much bigger capsule with a much bigger diaphragm, which is much more sensitive, so it can pick up much kind of more detail in the sound. So this would be a less detailed mic, but much clearer, so it should be quite intelligible. Got a couple of other types here, so I'm going to show you. This is an Audio-Technica boundary mic. Some people might argue that it's not a boundary mic because it's actually got a cardioid, unidirectional. Sorry, not cardioid. Yes, a cardioid condenser capsule in that one. So it's still a condenser mic, much like this one, which means that it works by changing the electrical charge between two plates. In a normal condenser mic, they are permanently charged plates, one's fixed, one moves, whereas an electric condenser is electrically charged, temporarily electrically charged plates. So that is a condenser cardioid mic. This one we've got here, so this is a shotgun, a gooseneck mic. This particular one is an Audio-Technica ES something 9 with what's called an ML6 capsule. That's a 6-inch shotgun capsule. You can get shorter ones, but having a longer capsule on it like that makes it more directional. So in theory, I can stand further away from it. Having the long capsule makes it, like I said, directional. So that's what's good on lecterns and panel discussions. The great thing about something like a shotgun mic is that I can have one on a lectern and lots of people changing, so anyone who comes and stands at the lectern gets picked up, rather than lapel mic where I've got to then change and have lots of different lapel mics for lots of different presenters. Fraser's loving this, aren't you? And finally, I'm going to show you a Sennheiser. This is an 835, so this particular one is the 800 series. It's a 35 capsule. This is a condenser. Sorry, this is a cardioid dynamic microphone capsule on this one. So cardioid as in heart-shaped pattern, but it's a dynamic, so it's the only dynamic one that I'm showing. Actually, no, this one was dynamic. This is a dynamic capsule, which means that unlike the condenser capsules, this one works by moving a magnet inside another magnet, which is a much harder thing to do, which means it's a much more sturdy microphone. It's much more hard wearing, it's much less sensitive, and it's going to pick up much less detail. But what it does mean is that if I hold it to my mouth, I can speak pretty loud into it. It's going to be much more forgiving. And of course, the good thing about handheld is that it's easy for me to pass around an audience. So there are a few different types of microphones and reasons why we might use them. Maybe that's been interesting or helpful.